Welcome to the second edition of the historical matchup series here in MLB The Show. We flash you back to 1993 in Atlanta, Georgia, as we are here at Turner Field for a matchup between the San Francisco Giants and the Atlanta Braves. There's Barry Bonds doing some stretching. Maybe he could have some offensive production tonight for San Francisco. On the mound for the Braves is now Hall of Famer Greg Maddox. In 1993, he had a 20-win season in 36 starts, a 2.36 ERA, and 197 strikeouts, although that is not the most strikeouts on the Braves team. That goes to John Smoltz with 208, but he's still a great pitcher who is now, thanks to Cooperstown and their voters, he is in the Baseball Hall of Fame. Coming up now is Willie McGee to lead off the ball game. He shows bunt on the first pitch, rolled down to third, and Javi Lopez, the catcher, will throw, but to no avail. So a first pitch bunt single for Willie McGee here on the top of the first gives the Giants a bit of life in their offense right off the bat. Quite literally. So here is Robbie Thompson, the infielder. The first pitch, fouled off towards the third base side. And McGee will steal second, so just like that, he's in scoring position. Willie McGee, very good base runner, but, bunt down the first base, and he was able to be safe. They throw back to second. Mark Lemke there to apply a tag, but nothing going on there. The 1-1. Curveball misses the zone, 2-1. Our umpires for tonight, Joe McDonald behind the plate, Carl Dixon at first, Eric Summersgill at second, and Freddie Ferguson at third base. 2-1. That one's fouled off, so Thompson stays alive, and it's 2-2. That was a changeup that was well out of the zone. Not really too necessary for Thompson to swing at it, but the count is even. And now the count is full, thanks to that fastball that misses. So the 3-2. Strike three called. Thompson gets set down on a curveball right on the corner of the zone, and there's one away. Here is Will Clark, the first baseman. Clark had 14 home runs and 73 RBIs in 1993. I don't even think Will Clark was a teenager in 1973. But the count is quickly 2-0 to Clark. That ball is hit out to left field the other way. McGee will go back to second, and now there's two away. Here's your starting lineup for the San Francisco Giants. As you can see, there's the top three, McGee, Thompson, and Clark, followed by Barry Bonds in the cleanup spot, Matt Williams, Dave Martinez, Royce Clayton at short, Kurt Manwaring, the catcher, and Bill Swift, your pitcher, rounding out the order. Here is the former Pittsburgh Pirate, an extremely good slugger for San Francisco, Barry Bonds. He's hit countless home runs in basically every stadium, and as we know, as his career ended in 2007, he would take the lead for the most home runs ever hit in a career by a Major League ball player, and, well, he still holds that record to this day with 762. And the Atlanta Braves have the guy in second, which is Hank Aaron, who had 755. The 1-1 to Bonds. Bonds hits it hard down the first base line, but foul, and it's 1-2. That's another foul ball from Maddox on the fastball. You might notice that Maddox doesn't really have too much velocity on the ball, but he can still strike out guys at a very good rate. Oh, and that ball goes up and in, and it hit Bonds on the shoulder. You can see here it just kind of trails up and in and ends up plunking Barry Bonds on that left shoulder, on that right shoulder. So he goes down the first, and now the Giants have a runner on first and second with two away. Here is Matt Williams now. trying to figure out something here in the first to get the Giants on the board first. And now it's 2-0. Greg Maddox not really having a great first inning here. He's already allowed 2 base runners, 1 on a bunt single and 1 on a hit by pitch. We did not see any hit by pitches in the Red Sox-Dodgers 2009 game that we saw in episode 1 of the historical matchup series. But the 2-1 to Williams is going to be a strike in there, and it's 2-2. That is a swing and a miss. So Williams goes down on strikes, and the Braves survive the top half of the first. We go to the bottom half, Atlanta with their first batting opportunity in a 0-0 score. On the mound for San Francisco is Bill Swift. Now, Swift in 1993 had a 21-8 record with a 2.82 ERA in 34 starts, and only 55 walks and 157 strikeouts. Now you have the fast center fielder, or the fast outfielder, Otis Nixon at the plate. I thought that Nixon was going to show bunt just like Willie McGee did in the top half of the inning, but he does not do that. Otis Nixon finished his major league career with less than 20 home runs in the major leagues, but considering how much of a non-power hitter he was, that's not too surprising. That's a little blooper out the center field. It is a base hit for Otis Nixon. So in both halves of the first inning, the leadoff batter does reach base, both by the single. You can see here, just kind of, you know, your regular old single. Not really too much to it, but a blooper from Otis Nixon puts the Braves on the hit column here in this first inning. Now Jeff Blauser at the plate. He'll foul it back, and it's 0-1. That's a breaking ball that misses inside 1-1. There is the Braves manager for this ball game. That is Mr. Bobby Cox, giving the signs to Blauser as that throw is high. 1-1. And for the second time in a row, they throw back to first. I guess they're trying to deter Otis Nixon from stealing second, but I don't think he would. The 1-1. Breaking ball once again misses, this time outside. 2-1. And there's the San Francisco manager, Mr. Dusty Baker. And Dusty Baker right now, he manages the Houston Astros in the American League West. That's a ground ball back to the mound. The throw to first is going to be in time. So Otis Nixon does advance to second, but now there's one away. Here's the starting lineup for the Atlanta Braves. We have Nixon and Blauser in the 1-2 spot, followed by Chipper Jones and David Justice batting cleanup. Ron Gant in 5th, Sid Bream 6th, Mark Lemke in 7th, and Damon Berryhill in 8th, followed by Greg Maddox, the pitcher. So here's Chipper Jones at the dish now. The first pitch to Jones is going to be a curveball that misses well out of the zone, and it's 1-0. Jones, also a Hall of Famer, part of the reason why the Braves are known as the team of the 90s, as that's a ground ball foul. The Braves won so many division titles in the 1990s, but never really got any recognition for it. They really only did somewhat poorly in 1994 during the shortened season due to a strike. The Expos would have won the National League East if it weren't for that. And now Chipper Jones, he's getting thrown at. That one was up near his shoulder. You wonder if that's payback for hitting Barry Bonds in the first inning. That ball, the high fly ball, deep to right center field. Back to the warning track, to the wall. This ball is gone. It's a 2-run home run for Chipper Jones in the bottom of the first. So just like that, thanks to a hanging curveball in the zone, Atlanta is on the board first. It's 2-0. What a shot from good old Chipper. That's why this man is in Cooperstown. Otis Nixon and Chipper Jones score on a 2-run shot in the first. Man, oh man, what a way to get started here in Turner Field. He just took a breaking ball in the zone and cranked it out. There's show track right there. The exit velocity being 102 miles per hour and the projected distance 418 feet. So now it's the cleanup batter, David Justice, with the bases being clean. And the bases being empty following that Chipper Jones home run. Swing and a miss, and David Justice quickly down 0-2. He's not really getting good justice in this at-bat, but he does get a sinker very low in the dirt and actually skips away from Manwaring, and it's 1-2. Swing and a miss. Justice down on strikes on just 4 pitches. First strikeout for Bill Swift, and there's 2 away. So now here is the power bat Ron Gant playing left field today, as he takes a change-up in the zone, 0-1. Seems like after that home run, Bill Swift has had some time to really give himself some more composure and attack these batters differently. He doesn't want to leave any breaking balls in the zone, since that's what got Chipper to go yard. But who knows what his game plan will be for the rest of the inning. That ball is hit well out to left field, but Barry Bonds is there, right just shy of the warning track. But Chipper Jones doing what he does best with his over 600 career home runs, blasting it out to right center field to give the Atlanta Braves a 2-0 lead. We go to the second. So here is Dave Martinez at the plate now for San Francisco. He's the number 6 batter. And that is taken for a strike, 0-1. And now that is in the dirt, 1-1. That ball is hit out to right field, but David Justice is there, and there's 1 away. Time to look at the Atlanta Braves defense. You can see here that the outfielders are Gant, Nixon, and Justice. The infield being a little bit interesting with Sid Bream, who would usually play catcher in some scenarios, playing first base as Damon Berryhill is the catcher. Third base is Jones, and then the middle infield is Mark Lemke at second and Jeff Blauser at short. Royce Clayton now at the plate. He swings and misses at the first pitch. It's 0-1. Royce Clayton, when he retired in the mid-2000s, he was sort of known for being a journeyman, as that is a base hit. It gets under the glove of Jeff Blauser and into center field. But Royce Clayton played for 10 major league teams over the career, including the San Francisco Giants. He made his debut with San Francisco back in 1991, but eventually ended his career, I believe, last playing for the Texas Rangers. As now here's the catcher Kurt Manwaring at the plate. That ball is fouled off, and Manwaring is quickly down 0-2. Ground ball, foul. Manwaring stays alive. He could roll into a double play, and that would very quickly and unceremoniously end the inning. But there's no guarantees, of course. That is a ground ball. Jones traps it, but the throw will not be in time. So what could have been a double play will be scored a base hit, and it will now be 2 runners on and 1 away for the pitcher. The pitcher, Bill Swift. Swift hits it down the left field line. On the first pitch, he wasn't even showing bunt. He just like, you know what, I'm going to swing and I'm going to hit it 250 feet. But that's probably a wasted opportunity for the pitcher, who probably should have shown a sacrifice bunt, but instead tried to put the bat in his own hands, and it did not work. Now here's Willie McGee. He laid down a bunt single to lead off the ballgame on the first pitch, but eventually did not come back around to score. That's a ground ball back to the mound. No wonder why Maddox has so many gold gloves. That is an impressive play by Maddox, and he will walk back to the dugout, still holding San Francisco to a 0 in the run column. We go to the bottom of the second here in Atlanta. So now here is Sid Bream, the left-handed batter, making his first plate appearance this afternoon. That's a strike in there on the lower part of the zone, 0-1. Neither Bill Swift or Greg Maddox are really known for having too much velocity. As that's hit down the left field line, that's a fair ball. Headed towards the 335 sign. Bonds will pick it up, he'll throw it in, and that is a leadoff double for Sid Bream. But as we were saying, neither pitcher is known for having high velocity. They just kind of, throw the ball and they hope it really sticks somewhere. And for Greg Maddox, he has extreme finesse and also has extremely good control over his pitches. So you can't blame him for that. Mark Lemke hits it out to center field on the first pitch. Will Bream tag? He will not, as the throw is right on a line to Matt Williams over at third. I'm not really surprised. It's time to take a look at San Francisco's defense. You can see the outfield is Bonds, Dave Martinez, and Willie McGee. You might see McGee playing center field every now and then, but then the infield is Williams, Clayton, Robbie Thompson at second, and Will Clark with Kurt Manwaring the catcher. So here is Damon Berryhill at the plate. The first pitch. Going to be a strike in there. You can see he's got a relatively large build for his position. He plays catcher. You'd think he'd play something like first base, but he hasn't really played first base that much at all. And did he go around? No, he did not, and they'll call that a ball, 1-1. That ball's hit out to right field. Will it get over McGee's head? It will not. And once again, thanks to a nice relay from the San Francisco defense, Bream will not tag from second. And now we have the pitcher Greg Maddox really to just fend for himself. If he can get a single, it could bring home another run for Atlanta, but there's no guarantee, of course. That's a breaking ball outside. I've never really understood the approach of throwing breaking balls to pitchers when they're already not that good at the plate. I don't really think there's much of a reason for that. But I'm sure that every team, every manager, even every pitcher has their own unique tips and tricks in order to getting pitchers out when they're at the plate. There was a curveball there, and Maddox waved at it, but I don't think he's expecting a curveball, because you'd think, I'm a pitcher batting, I probably shouldn't get a curveball, but Bill Swift has given him some unique challenges here in the bottom of the second with the Braves up 2-0. That's a swing and a miss, so Maddox down on strikes. He did stand a fight, but not for too long. Bill Swift gets out of the inning, stranding a runner at second. We go to the third here from Atlanta, 2-0 Braves. Here is now the second baseman, Robbie Thompson, getting his second at-bat in. He struck out in the first, but also was batting when Willie McGee stole second. But of course he wasn't involved in that because, base running. He wasn't involved in the base running because he struck out. The 1-0. That ball's hit well, deep to left center field. Back goes Robbie Gant, and it is gone. It's a solo home run for Robbie Thompson. And now the lead is cut in half. It's 2-1 Atlanta. Second home run of the game combined. We only saw one home run yesterday in the 2009 Red Sox-Dodgers game, but now both Chipper Jones and Robbie Thompson have homered here just early in the ball game here in the top of the third. You can see that one, if you see the green line, it actually fell in between the gap between the outfield wall and the first row, since there is a little bit of a gap there. Estimated distance on that home run, 379 feet. Not the longest one in the world, but it was probably too far up for Ron Gant to reach out there, and that's why it went out of the yard. But of course, Ron Gant isn't the most defensively talented player, so who would have expected him to catch the home run regardless? Will Clark at the plate, and he's quickly down 1-2 facing Maddox. I'm sure Maddox is looking for some redemption after losing his shutout this time in third inning. That's a swing and a miss in the dirt. Berryhill will throw over to first, and it's in time, one away. So Greg Maddox with his third strikeout. But here is Barry Bonds. In his first plate appearance, he had a hit by pitch. And that, in response, had Chipper Jones sort of be brushed back. I wonder if Bonds would be looking for some redemption against Maddox for getting plunked. That ball is fouled off. The 0-2 to Bonds. A fastball out, but he swings at it regardless, and it goes foul. Still 0-2. The 0-2 to Bonds once more. That ball, once again, I mean, a lot of power in it. It's going far, but it's not staying fair, and it's not going in the direction that Bonds wants it to go. The 0-2 once again. Another foul ball. Bonds is staying alive with his third, I believe even fourth straight foul ball. Really being efficient at the plate here. And that fastball misses the zone, and Bonds doesn't bite at it. It's 1-2. The pitch home. Swing and a miss. That one was right in Bonds' wheelhouse, but he wasn't expecting a breaking ball, and now Maddox picks up strikeout number 4. He wasn't really expecting the slider, and I'm sure if Bonds was able to connect, that thing would be going 450 feet. But in any case, now Matt Williams comes up, facing Maddox. And another breaking ball, this time on the first pitch, and it's taken for a strike, 0-1. That is a strike, 0-2. Ball misses the zone. Count goes from 0-2 to 1-2. Kicks and deals. That's a ball in the dirt. Count is now even at 2-2. And that will be now a curveball out of the zone. Count is now full at 3-2. It's getting interesting. Swing and a miss. He got him. So Matt Williams strikes out, but Robbie Thompson hits a solo home run. We go to the bottom of the third, 2-1. Giants trailing the Braves. Here is now Otis Nixon back in the top of the order for Atlanta. He hit a single in the bottom of the first. Looking for even more off of Bill Swift here in the bottom half of the third. He lays down a bunch, but it doesn't go fair, and it's 0-1. Curveball crushed down the right field line, but it hooks foul, 0-2. A real good shot for Otis Nixon, who has less than 20 Major League home runs. But that's a ground ball stopped by Thompson. What a play! He dove and got up from his knees and threw it quickly to retire Otis Nixon. Remember, he's a fast base runner. But they were able to get him in plenty of time. And now there's one away. Here's Jeff Blauser, the number 2 batter for Atlanta. Curveball just misses off the plate, and it's a 1-0. Ground ball foul, 1-1. And that one also misses out of the zone. Bill Swift not really getting too much command here. And a lot of the breaking balls aren't going in his favor, but it's 2-1, and now it's 2-2 following the foul ball. Swift kicks and deals, and that misses the zone. So Jeff Blauser now in a full count. Chipper Jones, who hit the 2-run home run in the bottom of the first, he is on deck. Swing and a miss on a curveball way inside. as Jeff Blauser not with the most well-educated swing. But now there's 2 away following that unemphatic strikeout. Now here's Chipper. Hit that 2-run shot in the first off of Swift. Now he hits it in the right field for a base hit. 2 for 2. Chipper Jones on just the first pitch lines it in the right for a single. Bill Swift is not having the best of days against the Braves' Chipper Jones here. But now it's David Justice with 2 away, and the first pitch does miss low. It's 1-0. And that's another one reaching way out of the zone, 2-0. Won't be surprised if David Justice automatically just takes the pitch here regardless where it is because of the count. And he does, but it's called a strike and it's 2-1. That ball is popped up in the right. He got jammed a little bit. McGee is there, and he makes the catch. The Braves leave a runner on. We go to the 4th from Turner Field with the Braves in front by 1. Now here's Dave Martinez. He flew out in the 2nd. And I believe he flew out to start the 2nd inning. That's a ground ball to 3rd. Nice play by Chipper. The throw across is offline. It was a beautiful defensive play, but it was completely ruined by Chipper Jones' throwing error. So now Dave Martinez gets on first, really for no reason whatsoever. That was an easy throw for Chipper to make right across the diamond, but Sid Bream couldn't hold on, and now there's a runner on first, and that is being scored as an E5, an error against the 3rd baseman, Jones. Royce Clayton at the plate, and he takes a fastball high, 1-0. There's Martinez there. You got to wonder if he's going to steal 2nd. It's always a possibility, and knowing that possibility, they throw back to 1st. Nothing going on, though. Nothing going on yet, I should say. Martinez is a fast base runner. But now they're going to throw back for the 2nd time in a row, really giving Dave Martinez the works here. Like, I know he's fast, but there's no guarantee that he's even going to go in the first place. Now it's 2-0 to Clayton. I don't know if this is a decision that Sid Bream is making or that Greg Maddox is making. I don't know whose decision it is, but now for the 3rd time this at-bat, they throw back to 1st. And you notice because it's a Giants player getting attempting the pickoff, or I should say it's a Braves pitcher attempting the pickoff. Now it's 4 times they throw back to 1st. Even if you're a Braves fan, you got to feel a little bit restless. 4 times before 2 pitches, there's been more pickoff attempts in this at-bat than there have been pitches thrown. And it costs them, as that's a base hit for Royce Clayton. So that kind of shows you there, as when you throw back to 1st 4 times, you lose your composure and you give up a line drive single like that to Royce Clayton. So now 2 on, nobody out for Kurt Manwaring, who also had a single in the 2nd. Now the pitcher is due up, and the first pitch is inside, 1-0. You wonder if he walks Manwaring, and then the pitcher would come up to make the bases loaded with nobody out. There's still a possibility if the Giants do enough damage, then Barry Bonds could come up and really make some damage. And even if not, you have Thompson, who already has a home run this game, and Will Clark, who can hit the ball out of the yard pretty consistently as well. And now it's 3-0, as Damon Berryhill, he's telling him, calm down, don't get too anxious. You've already made 2 mistakes this inning. And it's not going to help, as that was a borderline there, a few inches more to the right or to the left. And that would have been ball 4, but it's now 3-1 to Manwaring. Braves got their red towels up, as that's a ground ball. Slowly hit the short. Throw across is in time, so the runners do advance. But now there's 1 away. Here is Bill Swift at the plate now. And that is inside, so even Bill Swift doesn't get a first pitch strike against him. Not really a good day for Greg Maddox on the mound. That's a ground ball foul. I mean, he still has the lead, but he's in a tough spot, and he's been in tough spots multiple times this afternoon. I guess just not really his day. Curveball hit foul. Bill Swift flew out, as we said, in the second. It was a really unusual at bat. First pitch swinging for the pitcher, and he hit it 250 feet down the left field line, and Ron Gant caught it as a can of corn. So that's a foul ball, and it's now 1-2. Maddox at least somewhat rebounding, but remember, you got to face Willie McGee again with that base open. The 1-2. Ball just a little bit low. That's a breaking ball to Swift, and it's 2-2. That's hit down the left field line, but once again foul. Josh Beckett produced an RBI groundout in the Red Sox-Dodgers game that basically gave the Red Sox a 2-1 lead, or at least tied it at 2. Because the Dodgers took a 2-1 lead in the bottom of the third, and then they tied it up in the fifth with a Josh Beckett RBI groundout. So maybe Swift, if Swift can do something similar here, if Bill Swift can do something similar, if he can just like ground it to second or whatever, they can try to throw home, but I don't know if it'll work. And now it's inside. So the count is full to the pitcher, Bill Swift, and now he's at risk of getting walked. You never want to walk a pitcher. You never want to walk a pitcher. That's hit to right field, but it will be caught by Fred McGriff, or excuse me, by the first baseman, Sid Bream, sorry. Now there's 2 away, so the Braves avoid disaster, at least for that batter, as they send Bill Swift to a full count in a very stressful at-bat that ends in a line out to first. But now Willie McGee takes a first pitch strike on the fastball low, and it's 0-1. That ball's hit out to right field, but it will stay in the yard. There is Justice to make the catch and retire the side. So a very, very hold-your-breath kind of inning for Atlanta. They leave 2 runners on in scoring position. We go to the bottom of the fourth here from Turner Field. And with the 2-1 Braves in the lead, Ron Gant will lead off against Bill Swift in the bottom of the fourth. Braves looking to make sure that this inning is not the same as what the Giants did in the top half of the inning. They don't want to leave runners on. They want to bring runners home, whether it's by the long ball or by productive offense, but it seems like neither team has done a fair share of that in this ballgame. That ball hit out to left center field. That will fall in front of Barry Bonds. A leadoff base hit for Ron Gant. So now that'll bring up the lefty Sid Bream, who also doubled in the second. And that is a strike on the outside corner, 0-1 to Bream. And that one just misses a little bit low. I think Bobby Cox is a little bit happy by that call, since I think most other umpires would have called it a strike. As that one is also borderline, but goes in Atlanta's favor, and it's 2-1. And that is a strike, so it's 2-2. Third base coach Ron Washington giving Bream some advice there. Don't know what the codes mean, because that's obviously, sign stealing. Can't help that. And they throw back to first again. Now notice how the second time they throw over, the Braves crowd starts to get a little bit riley and they start to boo. But when the Braves did it 4 times, they didn't seem to care. And he does go to second. So the ball goes back to the mound, and because of that stolen base attempt, he does get to second. Ron Gant does get to second. So now Mark Lemke is at the plate. He flew out in the second inning. with a runner in scoring position now and one away. Bill Swift just over the 50 pitch mark. That ball was inside but fouled away, 0-1. Bill Swift having a high percentage of first pitch strikes early on. And now Ron Gant goes for third and he's safe. 2 stolen bases in the inning for Ron Gant. Only one of them counts though because Sid Bream hit into a ground out when Gant went for second, so it didn't really count as a stolen base in the statistic book. But it's 1-2 to Lemke from Bill Swift, and that is a breaking ball inside. Count is even at 2-2. Swing and a miss, he got him. Lemke down on strikes, and now the Giants are looking to strand a runner at third. But of course that will all change if Damon Berryhill does something on the offensive side. Curveball misses low, and it's 1-0. Oh, that would have been a perfect pitch for Berryhill to swing at, but he didn't go, and it's 1-1. And that ball is outside, 2-1. If Berryhill were to reach, Greg Maddox would be the next batter. And now it's 3-1, so that is becoming very much a possibility here in the bottom of the fourth. In a 2-1 Atlanta Braves lead. That ball fouled off, so the count is now full at 3-2. Ron Gant on third, 2 away. Berryhill needs a base hitter better to drive him home. Strike 3 called. So the Braves do strand a runner at third, and that will retire the side. We go to the 5th here in Atlanta. A lot of runners being stranded today.